Welcome into Minute Maid Park. The Houston Astros are back at home to begin a 9-game homestand. Houston Astros baseball on Root Sports, and the Oakland A's are in town for a 3-game set to start this homestand off. The guys so glad to sleep in their own beds last night after a very tough road trip. Obviously very frustrated with the way that it went, only going 2-8, but most recently dropping 4 games to the Texas Rangers, losing that lead that they had in the AL West. They were 3 games up when they took off on that road trip. Now 2.5 games back. It's our Toyota drive to the playoffs. You're taking a look now at the AL West standings and also the wild card, where the Houston Astros have a 1.5 game lead. Now the Angels not too far behind them. We'll see the Anaheim Angels coming up soon in this homestand, beginning of next week, so that should be a big series if the Astros can get a win against these Oakland A's starting tonight. Set this tone in this series, and they'll have Mike Fiers on the mound, who hasn't pitched here and since throwing that magical no-hitter on August 21st. It's our AT&T Rewind as we look back at that great start that he had, his first complete game in his career against the LA Dodgers. 10 strikeouts for Fiers that night. Needed 134 pitchers, but he was definitely dominant as the game went on. He said it was a game that changed his life that night. One of the biggest memories that he'll hold in his baseball career. But like I said, first time for him pitching at Minute Maid Park. Since that night, he has yet to allow an earned run in this venue in 14 1/3 innings. So good to have him on the mound as the Astros look to start their winning ways back up again right here at Minute Maid Park. Mike Fiers isn't the only guy happy to be back in Houston. The Astros fight for every win as they head for the finish line in 2015. Ash and Brownie are going to be back in the booth to talk about the home stretch when we come back. They have the call.
Of a 3-game series coming up to the booth with Bill Brown and Alan Ashby, looking at the Astros and their turnaround nature this season. They're certainly looking for that here tonight after going 2-8 on that road trip, Ash.
You're right, Brownie. It's been quite a season where they've been able to come back and win some games. Nice streaks after going on some losing streaks. After July 18th, they had lost to the Rangers on that day. They were a 1.5 games back. and then just make that 13 games later, August 2nd, with a win over the Diamondbacks. They were suddenly 60 and 46, 4 games in front at that point. So just an immediate turnaround. And of course, right now, that's what the Astros would love to do. They've had 3 4-plus game losing streaks on the year, and in each case, they've come back winning in a furious pace. So that's the bottom line for the Astros right now. Turn it into one of those paces.
They have one of the biggest differentials between home and road winning percentage of any team in the playoffs for many years. They've just loved this magic of having the last at bat at home this year.
So 9 games right now, starting with tonight's game at home. 3-3-game series. And for this team, it is time to win right now. And they've had some of those great finishes with Jose Altuve being kind of the key in a number of those. Winning over the Tigers with this hit to center field. Marlin got in the act as he slammed a walk-off home run. Victory over Tampa Bay. They were able to pick up another one quickly the next day against Tampa Bay. It was Carlos Correa shooting one through the right side in the 9th inning. Another walk-off win. They've just done it time and time again. Jason Castro has gotten in the act. Opposite field job that he was able to win with. Of course, Jed Lowry has been in the mix as well. It's been a team that has been really amazing to watch. They will try you right to that very last pitch of the ball game.
And they are 13-7 in one-run games at home, hoping that they can keep that kind of magic going. Coming up, home fires burning. Mike Fiers takes them out at Minute Maid Park for the first time since his dramatic no-hitter. Tonight he tries to lead the Astros to victory with the playoffs very much within reach. Lineups and first pitch are next. Open their final homestand of the year, 9 games. It will go a long way toward deciding their fate. They're 77-70. The Athletics are 63-84, but the Athletics have won 5 of their last 6 against the Astros, and they have proven to be a very worthy opponent as the Astros went to Oakland and lost 2 of 3 on the last road trip. Here's the starting lineup now for the Athletics. Center fielder Sam Fold leads it off with Mark Canha, a strong rookie, playing left field. Josh Reddick is in right field. The cleanup man, third baseman Danny Valencia, has really hurt the Astros this year. Brett Lawrie bats 5th, playing second base. Billy Butler's the DH. He had a big home run yesterday in the 9th inning. Max Muncy plays first base. Marcus Semien, the shortstop. Carson Blair, the catcher. And Felix Dubron, the lefty, will be on the mound.
And of course, Mike Fiers on the hill. Yeah, it's so fresh in the memory, the no-hitter against the Dodgers, and yet he has made 3 starts since, all 3 on the road, so trying to regain some of that magic from the no-hitter night against L.A. 27 starts already on the year. That's his total set of numbers, 2-1 in 7 games. 6 starts with the Astros.
Fires 0-1 lifetime against Oakland with a 3.86 ERA for 2 starts. And it's Sam Foltz stepping up. Foltz is an outstanding defensive player. Billy Burns has been the center fielder much of the season. He has been sidelined and is working his way back from an injury. Perhaps could be in that starting lineup as early as tomorrow night. Foltz at 202 has 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. He just went 5 for 15 in the series against the White Sox in Chicago. He's a .333 career hitter at Minute Maid Park, going 12 for 36. First pitch is in for a strike. Toby Bassner is the home plate umpire. Mike Fiers in that last home start, as Julia mentioned, with the no-hitter against the Dodgers here August 21st. Struck out 10. Fly ball. Colby Rasmussen left field moves in a few steps. 1 out for Fiers.
Just saw Colby Rasmussen left field defensively for the Astros. There's Colby in left, Jake Marisnick's in center field, George Springer in right, left side of the infield of Jed Lowry and Carlos Correa. On the right, Jose Altuve and Chris Carter behind the plate tonight, working with Mike Fiers. It's Jason Castro.
Mark Canha steps up next. He's put together a strong rookie season. 64 runs batted in, leads all American League rookies. The shift is on for him. There's strike 1 to Canha, a .256 hitter. 15 homers to go with those 64 runs batted in.
This guy's been a real positive player for the A's this year.
That's rolled out to Jose Altuve, who unloads for out number 2.
It's a good example of what Mike Fiers does with a little cutter. He just completely destroyed the timing of Canha. A little half swing for the ground ball.
Josh Reddick is in that number 3 spot. He has unloaded 18 homers. He's driven in 73 runs with a .276 batting average for Reddick this season. The Astros have held him to a .214 average. He went 3 for 16 in the series against the White Sox. And for strike 1 for Mike Fiers. The Astros were swept in a 4-game series at Texas to go 2-8 on the road trip. They have 1 more road trip remaining. 6 games on the road, 3 in Seattle, 3 in Arizona. The curveball is up, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Closer Luke Gregerson, he and his wife welcoming a baby boy into the world, will be away for tonight and return tomorrow to the Astros. And for a strike, and it's 1-2. Last time out, Mike Fiers went 7 innings against the Angels, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs. Got a no decision. The Astros won that one with the 5-run ninth, 5-3. Strikeout of Reddick, and Fiers has that feeling back from August 21st against the Dodgers in a 1-2-3 first. his fans here at Minute Maid Park by putting up a 0. He made it a quick top of the first inning. Here's the Astros starting lineup now, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Jose Altuve leads it off again and plays second base with George Springer in right field. Carlos Correa bats third and shortstop. It's Jed Lowry cleaning it up at third base. Kevin Gaddis is the DH with Colby Rasmus in left field. Chris Carter at first base. Jake Marisnik at center field. Jason Castro the catcher.
On the mound for these Oakland A's in game 1 of this 3-game set, it is left-hander Felix Dubron. In 7 games, 5 starts now with these Oakland A's. ERA at 5.14, though he's 2-1. 12 games, 9 starts, all in all. And that whip you can see at 153. A lot of base runners on him, acquired from the Toronto Blue Jays on that trade deadline.
Started the year with the Cubs before the Blue Jays obtained him. He has spent a fair amount of time at AAA this season. Dubron threw the ball pretty well against the Astros in Oakland. 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. That was good enough to give him a win against Mike Fiers September 7th, 10-9. Jose Altuve gets it going. He leads the American League in hits with 178. A .311 average is 5th best in the league, including 12 homers, 59 runs batted in. The field is shifted with Brett Laurie, the second baseman, right behind the bag. Altuve takes ball 1. Altuve was 4 for 7 in the Rangers series. He hit .262 on that road trip. He blamed himself for not sticking with his plan during the 7th inning at bat last night. He bounced into a double play. He came up with runners at first and second, nobody out, and the Astros trailing 3-2. He has 3 hits more than Xander Bogaerts, 6 more than Prince Fielder and Ian Kinsler. One pops out of the mid of Blair. Carson Blair, the catcher, was inserted into the lineup, and that announcement was made, well, about maybe an hour before game time. Josh Phegley was to have started and is ill, so the change was made. Altuve draws a 4-pitch walk. That's his 31st base on balls of the year.
Tonight's Key to the Game is brought to you by your Houston area Chevy dealers. 48 home runs this year, tied for first. Home wins, excuse me, and just amazing for the club what they've done. You win 50 games at home over the course of a year, and you have really done something. But they're going to have to go hard now on this homestand, back into that lead in the American League West.
George Springer, who had been leading off, then batted second in last night's game. Springer is on a 3-game hitting streak. He's been on base in all 12 games since he returned from the disabled list here in September, and 17 straight on base overall. He moves back from ball 1. That's 5 straight balls from Dubron out of the gate. Springer 244 on the road trip. Such a different season for the Astros with that tremendous success at home and lack of success away from home. Springer goes to a 1-1 count. The Astros currently 2.5 behind the Rangers.
George may have swung at another ball here in the sequence.
That's the way it appeared. Dubron is 27 years old. He's from Venezuela. Began his career in the Red Sox organization. Altuve draws a throw. He has 37 steals to lead the American League. 76% of the time he has succeeded. The Astros and A's have split their 16 games against each other this year, and they are 3-3 against each other here at Minute Maid Park. Bunted, and here's Muncy with the tag. A sacrifice getting Altuve to second on the Springer sac bunt.
Well, there you go. Maybe the mindset tonight. See if we can get ahead even by the slimmest of margins in the first inning. George looks maybe like he's upset with himself. He really showed bunt very much like the sacrifice that it turns out to be. And a nicely placed bunt.
Second sacrifice bunt for Springer. That gives Carlos Correa a runner at second with one out. And George is not happy about something.
I think he ultimately was trying to drop one down for a base hit.
276 for Correa, 18 homers, 52 runs batted in. Jed Lowry on deck. That's ball one.
Let's take a look at our Supermo presented by Mattress Firm. You see how he really squares around. That's great bunting form there, a level bat. Even on the high pitch, able to get on top of the baseball. Maybe closer to the line than he intended, and anything away from the line, he likely gets by the first baseman.
Carson Blair out with a quick word with Dubron. Since Dubron joined the A's, he's 2-1 with a 5.14 ERA. They got him July 31st from Toronto for cash considerations. That's a ball to Correa, and it's 2-0. Dubron, September 13th at Texas, gave up 7 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings and lost that game 12-4. In for a strike, and it's 2-1 to Carlos Correa. Carlos hit .231 on the Astros road trip. Seattle failed to score in the first at Texas tonight. And the Angels and Twins are playing in Minnesota. Another big game for both of them. They're in a delay right now. 3-1 to a patient Carlos Correa.
Three and one, you typically as a hitter are looking for something just right through the heart of the plate. But Dubron is so off right now that you can get yourself in problems anticipating.
Giovanni Gallardo is pitching for Texas tonight. James Paxton for Seattle. Fouled away, and it's a full count. The Astros are currently 7th in runs scored in the American League with 638. They've scored 72 runs in 16 games against Oakland this season. And a turn back towards second. Altuve is close to the base. 15 games remaining for the Astros. There's 7 games above 500. 4-11 for the month of September. Ground ball fielded by Muncy. 2 outs. Altuve to third.
Let's take a peek at that defense for the Oakland A's. In the outfield, left to right, Mark Canha, Sam Fuld, and Josh Reddick. The left side of the infield consists of Danny Valencia and Marcus Semien. It's Brett Lawrie and Max Muncy on the right side. Carson Blair, that late insertion as the catcher.
A little blue cotton candy. Turn the tongue a different color. Jed Lowry with 9 homers, 27 runs batted in, has a .234 average. Strike to Lowry. He is 0 for 5 lifetime against Felix Dubron. Lowry missed the 2 previous games, then went 1 for 4 last night at Texas. He had been hit by a pitch on his left foot, and that kept him out. He's hit .311 against southpaws. In for a strike, and quickly it's 0-2 for Dubron.
Take a look at our strike zone, brought to you by MD Anderson. Does this find the top of the zone? It does.
When they get started at Minnesota, and they are in a delay right now, it'll be Andrew Heaney for the Angels, Mike Pelfrey for the Twins. Lowry takes a close one. That makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Evan Gattis on deck. A big crowd is expected tomorrow night for the 6:10 game. Matching Scott Kazmir and Sonny Gray. The gates will open earlier at 3:30. Lowry works it to 2-2 now. Bob Melvin got a contract extension recently of 2 years. The skipper of the Oakland A's now is set through 2018. Lowry now has a full count.
That's fairly close too.
Yeah.
See where this one winds up. Yeah. In terms of height, it was okay.
Melvin says it's not lost on me that during a year like this, these are things that don't typically happen. With Oakland in last place with the worst record in the American League, 63-84. Lowry with a liner makes it 1-0 Houston. 28th run batted in for Jed Lowry, who quickly fell behind in the count 0-2, then worked it full and drove in the run.
Be a great time for the Astros to take advantage here. The A's come in having lost 10 of their last 15. Another pitch up in the zone, and Jed Lowry another successful at bat.
Evan Gattis is the batter. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. And there's strike 1 of the club RBI leader. Gattis has driven in 80. He also leads in long balls with 24 and has a .240 batting average. 3 homers, 11 runs batted in for him against Oakland. Had a good series against the Rangers, 6 for 17 with a homer, 5 runs batted in. 1-1 to Gattis. Social media night. Those who bought tickets for that social media part of the evening before the game were visited by several guests as they arrived early. Steve Sparks, Jeff Luhnow among them. That one gets by the catcher Blair. A swing and a miss by Gattis, and Lowry gets to second base. Wild pitch.
Looked like a slider. And that's not a good effort at all from Blair on a pitch in the dirt. Could have been the changeup, which can be a bit deceiving for a catcher.
Third wild pitch for Dubron. Lowry now has moved over into scoring position with a 1-2 count for Gattis. Colby Rasmus on deck. Oakland starting pitchers have the second best ERA in the American League, 3.67. 2-2, but the month of September has brought a very rough ride for the Oakland starters as a group. And their last 33 starts, in fact, Oakland starting pitching has 6 wins, 18 losses, and a 6.26 ERA. Gaddis down on strikes. The Astros get a run on 1 hit. They leave a man, and they're up 1-0 after 1.
Yard signs are still available at select Academy Sports and Outdoor stores, but they're going fast. Visit www.rootsports.com/yard signs for a list of participating locations before they run out.
Oh, yeah, those signs are cropping up. They're growing like weeds.
It's anything like the weeds that are around my yard, I'm not sure you want that many signs around.
Yeah, we'll take them. We'll take your photos of them. 1-0 Astros. Mike Fiers versus Stanley Valencia, who has been a problem for Astros pitchers. Ball 1 to Valencia, and he has really delivered some nice numbers in an Oakland uniform. 281, 14 homers, 57 runs batted in for Valencia. 393 against Houston. 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. He fouls that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Valencia, who came from the Toronto Blue Jays. He's cooled off recently, 154 in his last 10 games. But since joining the A's, 7 homers, 28 runs batted in 32 games after playing 58 games with Toronto. 1 away from tying his career best in homers in a season. 2 balls and a strike to Valencia. Good looking hitter.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who can swing it, and yet he has bounced from organization to organization.
He'll turn 31 tomorrow. In for a strike. 2-2.
So we know Mike Fiers has the heater and the over-the-top curveball. There's your slider. He's mixed in some cutters tonight, and he finds a couple of seams on the outside edge with that one.
Valencia fouled it. He stayed alive. Valencia played mostly left field with Toronto because Josh Donaldson had been traded by Oakland to Toronto and was manning third base. But the A's moved him back to his natural position, and that allowed them to switch Brett Lawrie to second base.
Yeah, Brett Lawrie was having a lot of difficulties defensively at third.
That one slipped on Fiers, and it's 3-2.
Left side of the infield for the Oakland A's this season has been at times miserable.
Oakland has committed 110 errors this year. Second highest in the majors, only to Pittsburgh. It hasn't derailed Pittsburgh, though. And Valencia draws a leadoff walk. He becomes the first base runner, and he's aboard for Laurie. Laurie with 16 homers, 58 runs batted in, has hit .273. Oakland is 10th in the American League in runs scored. That is strike one to Brad Laurie. 25 years old, from British Columbia in Canada, first round pick of Milwaukee in 08. He was then traded to Toronto, and then last December he and Josh Donaldson switched positions and uniforms. Oakland also got a couple of pitchers in the deal. Foul ball. Sean Nolan and Kendall Graveman. But Donaldson has absolutely blown up for the Blue Jays and probably will be the MVP in the American League.
That's a dangerous team offensively. And with the addition of David Price, they have gotten much more formidable on the mound.
It's a recent Sports Illustrated article about the trade and indicating that Billy Beane, the GM of the Oakland A's, repeatedly said no when Alex Anthopoulos of Toronto asked him if Donaldson was available. Eventually he gave in. Line drive, and it's knocked down. It hit Fires. He throws to first, and now he's hurt.
That's that dance of pain, I have a feeling. Did that catch arm or somewhere in the rib cage?
Couldn't tell. As head athletic trainer,
right on the hip.
Yeah, Nate Lucero arrives, right in that hip waist area.
Yeah, you see the instincts. Get the out first, and then go to the dance of pain.
Yeah. And you know, a pitcher in that instance has to feel perhaps a little bit like a wounded animal. he's just trying to take care of business first, and he did, and then the pain really sets in.
Yeah, I don't think that pain is fully departed yet. See, that positioning leaves him with the glove behind the front of his body. It's very dangerous. Astros fortunate to get an out.
Fires is taking some warm-ups here to see if he can continue. Lance McCullers went 6 last night in Texas. Dallas Keuchel Wednesday night threw 4 2/3 innings as the starter. Tuesday night it was Colin McHugh going 3 2/3. A.J. Hinch out to talk it over with Fires. And he's staying in to face Billy Butler. Shot right off his right hip. It's his 7th start with the Astros. He and Carlos Gomez coming in the deal from Milwaukee July 30th. For Josh Hader, Adrian Hauser, Brett Phillips, Domingo Santana, and some international pool money involved in the deal. Butler has homered in each of his last 2 games. He hit the big deciding 3-run homer in the 9th to beat the White Sox 4-2 yesterday. He looks at strike one. Well, Butler, with a .254 average, has driven in 62.
During the last month, he started swinging it so much better. The Astros saw him in Oakland recently, utilizing right field much better than he did early in the season.
In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to the longtime Kansas City Royal, Billy Butler. This is the 3rd time this year he's homered in back-to-back games. In September, he has 4 homers, 14 runs batted in 15 games. And the 4 homers are the biggest home run month he has had this season. That's out to center field, and over in right center it's Marisnik with the catch, and he fires in toward third base. Valencia holding on out number 2. Jake just positions himself so very well for those throws.
He does, and he's also the possessor of a very good throwing arm. Might be the most accurate thrower on the team and good velocity. See how he gets into left center field behind the baseball and then throws right over the top.
Max Muncy's the batter. Muncy, the 25-year-old first baseman from Midland, Texas, went to Baylor University. He was drafted in the 5th round in 2012 by the A's. 202 with 2 homers, 7 runs batted in, recalled September 8th, but he was with their club earlier in the season. In fact, he made his major league debut against the Astros in Oakland in late April. Fouls it back, and there's strike 1. Muncy 4 for 11 against Houston pitching with a homer. He hit that homer here on May 19th. Valencia at second with 2 outs. This is Muncy's 4th stint with the A's this year. He finished up AAA very well at the end of August with an 11-game hitting streak and wound up a .274 hitter for Nashville for 212 at bats. Fastball foul back, and that makes it 0-2. The A's began this road trip in Texas, losing 2 of 3. They split the 4-game set in Chicago. And after this 3-game set this weekend, Bob Melvin's team will put on the home uniforms for 2 final series at home, then finish on the road. 3 in Anaheim, 3 in Seattle. Upstairs, and it's 1-2 to Muncy. Astros starting pitchers have the 3rd best ERA in the American League, just behind Oakland's figure of 3.67, Houston at 3.71. The Astros still have the best overall ERA in the league. That strikes out Muncy on the high heat. Punch out number 2 for Fiers. No runs, no hits, and a man left. 1-0 Houston. Sports is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 1-0 Astros. They come up in the last of the second inning now. Colby Rasmus to lead it off. Carter and Marisnick to follow. Against Felix Dubron, who gave up the run-scoring single to Jed Lowry in the first with 2 outs. Rasmus with 19 homers, 50 runs batted in, and a .235 average, trying to get something working. That's strike one to Colby. Colby hit .333 on the Astros road trip, which ended last night, going 9 for 27 with a homer. Fouls that one, and it's 0-2. Angels and Twins are still delayed in the Twin Cities. While it's Seattle nothing, Texas nothing in the bottom of the first at Texas. And now they're in the top of the second. The Mariners have just scored twice, 2-0 Seattle over Texas. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Mariners are 71 and 76. They apparently have some fight left in them. James Paxton on the mound against Giovanni Gallardo. That's a foul ball out of play. Still 1-2 on Rasmus. We'll do some scoreboard watching with you tonight. Rangers have a 2.5 game lead on the Astros. Rangers will be here a week from tonight, in fact, for a 3-game series. In tight to Colby. He checked his swing. The appeal went down to the third base umpire, Marty Foster. It's 2-2. Rangers are certainly flying high after what they did in sweeping Houston in that 4-game series.
Not to mention what they've done over the course of the season, 12-4 against the Astros.
They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. Rasmus strikes out. The Astros have lost 4 in a row. Second punch out for Dubron. A reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Now the Mariners have added a 3rd run. They lead it 3-0, still batting in the top of the second inning. Ketel Marte has driven in 2. Kyle Seager has an RBI. Chris Carter's been coming in for more playing time lately. 185, 18 homers, 54 runs batted in. Carter looks at ball 1. Carter had some good at bats in the Texas series, going 3 for 9, driving in 2 runs. On the road trip, he was 3 for 10. It's 1-1. 13 of Carter's 18 homers have come at Minute Maid Park. He has a .770 OPS in this ballpark this year. Dubron goes to a 2-1 count. Carter leads the Astros in walks with 54. Marisnick is on deck. 2-2 for Dubron. That's out of here. Chris Carter. Holy Toledo. Chris Carter with a home run.
Attaboy, Milo. Yeah, he got a slider right there that he had swung through previously and didn't miss a bit of this one.
Number 19 for Carter, 55 runs batted in. That's homers for the Astros this year.
Yeah, just keep bringing it now. It's, as A.J. Hinch talks about it, you can't do anything about yesterday. Go win a ball game today. And 15 to go with tonight's game. The Astros just have to keep going out there and picking up W's.
Jake Marisnick looked at ball one. Jake has 9 homers, 33 runs batted in. That one ties him up. He checks his swing, and it's 2-0. Nice ceremonies on the field tonight before the game, involving Astros business president Reed Ryan and Milo Hamilton's son Mark. Mark and Katie here from Atlanta. Foul back, and the Astros are wearing a patch on the uniforms for the rest of this season, commemorating the career of Milo Hamilton. These are the ceremonies from the pregame portion of the evening. And also the press box here at Minute Maid Park is being named for Milo Hamilton. One hopper to third. Valencia, 2 outs. So we'll have the Milo Hamilton press box at Minute Maid Park. And a nice video as a tribute to his career, put together to the song My Way, popularized by Frank Sinatra and many others for that matter. Mark Hamilton and Katie.
Yeah, and you can certainly see some similarities between Milo and his son Mark.
Minute Maid Park press box after your dad. And from now on,
Jason Castro. And that's ball one to Jason, who's put together a 5-game hitting streak, although there was about a 3-week delay during that streak. He's just returned from an injury. He's hitting .221 with 11 homers, 30 runs batted in. Castro, in his first game back from the DL last night at Texas, went 1 for 2. He had been on the disabled list since August 29th with the right quad strain. 1-1. Boy, the Astros are a home run hitting team. 111 of their 200 homers have been hit here at Minute Maid Park. That's flared to shallow left field, but Canna's there. And in the second inning, the Carter long ball makes it 2-0 Houston after 2.
Tickets are on sale now. Guarantee your seats for a potential 2015 postseason run by reserving your 2016 season tickets today. Visit Astros.com/season tickets or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. One thing A.J. Hinch was asked all road trip long was, are you talking to your players? Are you having conversations? Are you having team meetings? Well, A.J. continues to tell us that he talks to his guys every single day. They know what they're doing. They know it's at stake. It's not something that he has to remind them of. They're major league ball players, and this sport is very different. You cannot dwell on any game, maybe like other sports, football, basketball, where they have so many days in between. These guys have to show up to the park ready to play less than 24 hours after a loss. So that's what they're doing today, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Marcus Semien leads it off, 2-0 Astros. Mike fires off the plate with ball one. Semien, with a .253 average, has delivered 12 homers. He's driven in 39 runs. He's on a 3-game hitting streak. Infield has shifted around on him. It's in the air and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Semien. Well, Semien has provided a good amount of offense. On the other side, he's made 34 errors. That's in Jose Offerman territory. 1-2.
It's that good little cutter off the plate, but inducing the swing.
Chases it and strikes out. Number 3 for Mike Fiers. Carson Blair will come up. Blair is one of the September recalls for the A's. He is 1 for 12 in 5 games, including 3 starts at catcher. He hit a home run in the 7th inning last Sunday at Texas off lefty Andrew Faulkner for his first major league hit. And there's the first hit of this game by an Oakland A. Into left field, he takes the turn, and now we'll go back as it's played by Colby Rasmus. So Mike Fiers, who had pitched a no-hitter in his previous start, goes 2 1/3 innings to begin this game in no-hit fashion.
Mike's not overpowering, but his stuff tends to play like it's overpowering. That pitch, pretty typical zone where Mike works. A lot of high fastballs that find a lot of the plate. One of those rare guys who has an ability to throw a fastball at 89, 90 miles an hour right over the bats.
Now he faces Sam Fuld, who hit a fly ball to left opening the game. Ball 1 upstairs to Fuld, another Stanford product. Sam's 33 years old. He was born in New Hampshire. He got an economics degree from Stanford. He's been known for his outstanding glove work in the outfield down through the years, which began in 2009 with the Cubs. They drafted him in the 10th round in 2004. In for a strike, and it's 1-1. And Billy Burns, the A's have had a very productive center fielder, a switch hitter who steals bases. Burns could be back, we mentioned, tomorrow night. Burns is hitting .297 with 26 steals. And the throw goes over to first. Billy Burns was one of Milo Hamilton's favorites. He always enjoyed visiting with him when the A's came to Houston. Mark Canha's on deck. A swing by Fuld takes the count to 1-2.
Looked like a splitter grip there from Mike Fiers, and that is the grip he employs on that changeup. Can't quite pick it up right there, but ball just squirts out from between those fingers.
That splitter has been one of his big weapons here since he joined the Astros this year in the trade. Foul ball. He's throwing it inside and getting a better chase percentage, and only a .214 batting average against that pitch. It's been one of his improved offerings as the season has progressed. How about that for lowest opponent average since a mid-season trade. 174 since Mike Fiers was traded to Houston this year.
See what Roy Oswalt did back in 2010. Of course, you would expect those numbers from Roy.
In tight. 2-2.
It's a nice job by Jason Castro. He got that right shoulder spinning back toward the mound on the pitch to his right. Very crucial.
Coming into this season, Mike Fiers had pitched his entire career for Milwaukee. He was 16-19 with a 3.54 ERA through 2014. And the Astros were working briefly with a 6-man starting situation. We won't call it a rotation because they weren't intending to go any further with it than one time through the rotation here recently, but then the injury to Scott Feldman put them back at 5 starters. Sprained shoulder for Scott Feldman. He's out for the year. Foul ball keeps the count at 3-2. Rodney Linares, the manager of the very successful Corpus Christi Hooks this year, is here. And the Astros wanted to bring him up for a few days in the big leagues with the Hooks season over. They made the playoffs, but they were eliminated in the first round. And the plan is for the AAA manager, Tony DeFrancesco, with Fresno also to join the Astros when his season has ended. And it's in Game 3 of the best-of-5 PCL Championship Series tonight, with that series tied at 1 game each. Back at Fresno tonight. Knocked down by Fiers. He scrambles for it and makes a toss to Carter at first for out number 2.
If he hangs on to this baseball, he's got an easy double play. If he lets it go, let's see where Altuve was in relation to this ball. Could have been a one-hopper to Altuve for a double play. A lot of options on what could have happened on this ball.
Two down, and now it's Canna batting. Canna hit a homer off Fiers in Oakland 11 days ago. And then the next night he hit one off Scott Kazmir in a big series. Had back-to-back 2-hit games with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in those 2 games in Oakland. Mark's 26 years old from San Jose, California. Looking at ball 1. Canna was at AAA New Orleans all last season. He was with the Miami organization. Then he was picked up in the Rule 5 draft last December by Colorado and traded immediately to Oakland for a player named Austin House. It's been a very fine acquisition for Billy Beane. In tight, and it's 2-0. Canna made his major league debut April 8th and drove in 4 runs in that debut.
I believe that might have been the grand slam early in the season for Canna.
The A's have hit 6 grand slams this year. And for a strike, 2-1. The Astros saw what Oakland could do with the bats in that series on the last road trip. They are not a last place team to be taken lightly right now. Oakland winning the first game of that series 10-9, then 4-0. Then Houston won 11-5 to get out of Oakland with 1 win. So the A's have taken 5 of the last 6 from the Astros. Earlier this season, the Astros took 6 of 7 over one stretch from the A's. Mariners 3, Rangers nothing. Bottom of the 3rd in Texas. Big swing, and there's a strike to Canna. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, Bronny, it's hard to figure why things happen like this with numbers, but the A's have scored just 4 less runs than they've allowed this year. As you see that fastball thrown right on by again. 4 less runs scored by the A's than they've allowed this year, and yet they're 21 games under 500.
They are 16-32 in 1-run games.
So they win via the blowout and then lose a lot of close games.
That's been the trend. In the air to center for Marisnick. No runs a hit and a man left. 2-0 Astros in the 3rd.
The Hispanic Heritage Street Fest. It's presented by Montejo. The Street Fest will now take place this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to accommodate the 12:05 game time. Enjoy live Latin music, food trucks, and games with a valid game ticket. For more information, visit Astros.com/Hispanic Heritage or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Brandon?
Thank you, Julia. Well, most of the Astros players probably got to bed about 2:30 this morning. Not Julia. She was up doing laundry, Ash.
Late night laundry.
She was doing one of her interviews about that time.
Yeah, but fortunately a short trip from Dallas, and now the final homestand and the hit counter for Altuve. Very nice. 178. Well, he left that where it was to draw a leadoff walk and scored a run in the 1st inning. Jose doesn't mind doing that at all. Turned out to be a good leader on this team. Valencia in tied at 3rd. Altuve looking at ball 1.
I'm not so sure that his numbers this year may not be about what you can expect for years to come. Okay. Last year, maybe the anomaly with 225 hits, but he's had his ups and downs more so this year, and he's got a chance for 200 again.
He pushes a bunt, foul. Woo. Almost got a bunt double. He could have shot that ball by Muncy or over his head up the right field line.
Reddick hadn't really moved. It might have been a 3-bagger.
Bunt triple. 1-1. That would be something.
Little League World Series continues in moments.
Question for you on Altuve, though, and what you said about his year, and I agree with you. But he's produced more power this season.
Yep.
So I think that might be in the mix of something that he has tried to do. 1-2 to try to help the team more by getting more extra base hits. Is that something you have seen happen?
Yes, and I think this ballpark lends to that for Jose. But I really do believe he's a guy that's going to be in that 190 to 200 hit range for years to come.
2-2. Well, last year he hit 341. Pitch came in high. He had 47 doubles last year. And he has 31 now. Tap to shortstop. Semien charging. Semien can't get it out of his glove, and Altuve is on.
If you're going to get Jose Altuve on that little rolled over chopper he hits on the left side, you better be perfect. And Marcus Semien has been far from perfect much of the season defensively, and really doesn't possess a great throwing arm. So as soon as this ball was hit, I think Jose was sniffing infield hit. Watch how quickly he gets out of the box and rolling. I don't know if Semien comes up with that cleanly and throws that he gets Altuve.
It's a hit. 33rd infield hit, second in the AL. George Springer comes up. He put down a sac bunt in the first inning. Correa's on deck. Altuve headed back to first before Dubron went back into that throwing motion.
That's Semien charging. He knows Altuve going down the line is going to present problems, but those 2 or 3 extra steps in there leave him with no chance.
Looks like a fairly large glove for a shortstop.
That's an intriguing comment. Second baseman almost always have the smallest glove on the team. The shortstop has a tidy glove, something he can utilize to dive and make plays with and yet grab the baseball quickly.
That ball was rolling around in the webbing there. Middle infielder's gloves, as you indicated, are designed for that quick release. So small at the pocket, you know, is really what they want to use, of course, to get that ball out of there, not to catch it up there in the webbing.
Larger gloves are great for catching a ball, not so much for controlling a ball. And that shortstop has to control it. Well, the second baseman has to have the small one to make that very quick turn to first on the double play.
2-1.
Some of the guys like Joe Morgan, a great second baseman, had this glove not much larger than his hand that he would practice with.
You're right, it was tiny. Springer calls time. Springer was honored before the game for being the Astros Roberto Clemente Award nominee for his work with the Stuttering Association of Youth. Foul pop. Muncy over. Out of play for him. 2-2. Scott Kazmir and Sonny Gray square off tomorrow night. That should be a dandy at 6:10. Evan Gattis bobblehead day.
Thinking about that next start. Life of a starting pitcher.
Sonny Gray beat Kazmir in Oakland 4-0 on September 8th. They're good friends. First pitch strikes by Dubron, 5 of 11.
May I say that was not a stop. And if Dubron does that again, he's going to get called.
Pitcher has to come to a set position. And the hands have to stop. Foul back.
That was kind of intriguing. A little double bounce there at the belt. Does that say that the first touch of the belt was the stop, and could a runner take off then?
Ooh, nice suggestion.
I don't know if the umpires would actually be willing to define that until you actually try him out.
Foul ball. Louis Tion used to have about 5 different stop points. He just start those hands high and bring them down slowly and pause.
Watch how he comes to the belt, now bounces, and the second time, and starts a third time and then delivers. So where technically is the stop? Where can you go on him?
Well, I'd love to hear an umpire's explanation to that question.
Because if the first one is the stop, then technically he has started his delivery with that next move. So hard to say.
So then that would be a balk. 10th pitch coming to Springer. Cubs beat the Cardinals today 8-3 in Chicago. Tommy Hunter the winner. Seth Menes took the loss as the Cubs sliced the game off the Cardinals lead. Starlin Castro hit a pair of homers to give him 10. Those Cubs could be plenty of trouble in the playoffs.
They had kind of the same midway point as the Astros this year, maybe a little prior to that, but they've just maintained the pace. They've kept playing very good baseball.
Springer fouls it, and this is quite a battle here. Gibrant's fastball is certainly not overpowering. He's having a hard time finishing off hitters tonight, putting him at 56 pitches. Batting average against Felix Gibrant is .303 for the season. Into left field for a hit for Springer. Altuve at second. Back-to-back singles, and Correa will follow.
Our TXU Energy Power player tonight. Now let's take a look at Carlos Correa and what he has done at home this year, hitting .315 on the road, .243. You see the other numbers, 50 points between the on-base percentage, home and road. He's been awfully extreme in this regard, and hard to figure out why he has been such a dominant performer offensively at home and lacking somewhat on the road. But he does love himself some Minute Maid Park.
He grounded out on a 3-2 count earlier. Ball one to Correa. One and one. People have been searching for comparisons, of course, as Carlos Correa's rookie season has unfolded. We ran across another one today. Combination of homers and steals. When's the last time a rookie had as many homers and steals through this many major league games as Carlos Correa? This is his 85th game. We'll get to that in a moment. He grounds and fouls. So who would be comparable to Carlos Correa for 84 major league games? Ryan Braun.
That's a pretty good one. A guy who's been an MVP. Yeah, the numbers fairly comparable. The batting average, obviously, for Ryan Braun favoring him. The home runs as well. That was quite a rookie season. .332 with 25 bombs.
Gibrant steps off with a 1-2 count on Correa. Jed Lowry's on deck. Red Laurie jockeying with Altuve there around second base to try to keep him closer to the bag, because there is a real running threat here with Altuve and Springer, the base runners. Into right center. Fuld going for it. Fuld diving for it. Tremendous catch by Fuld. Here's the tag by Altuve. But Sam Fuld has just snatched extra bases away from Carlos Correa.
Not only that, but he has snatched a couple of runs with the speed of George Springer on the backside right there. That is a two-run double at the very least. Great defense. And that's really what Billy Burns also provides out there. So A's lose nothing by having Fold in center.
Does he have a license for that?
You should be having that license if you're going to fly like that. Look at Carlos Correa. You need those 2-run doubles.
Some kind of a play by Sam Fold. Now 1 out, runners at first and third, and Jed Lowry bats. Lowry singled in a run in the first inning. He fell behind 0-2, worked the count back to 3-2, and then with 2 outs got the hit. In the air toward the right field line, Josh Reddick coming over. Reddick into foul ground. Not a long throw. Altuve's coming to the plate. Here's the throw, and he is safe. A mad dash up the third base line, and Jose Altuve scores to make it 3-0. He slid right into the home plate umpire, Toby Basner, and knocked him over.
A great run to get, and Jose Altuve simply hustles into that one. Josh Reddick in right field can really throw. He's one of the game's elite right fielders. Sets himself up and then unleashes, but a little bit offline, and that might have bought the difference. That short hop throw also just makes life miserable for catchers. Jose Altuve trying to insert a little misery of his own here.
Toby Basner got knocked down.
I think to have Altuve or anybody hurt with an umpire involved like that.
Gavin Gaddis takes ball 1. Yeah, we'll have to check on Altuve. Springer also tagged and went to second on the sac fly by Lowry. Lowry's driven in 2 tonight to give him 29. Reddick's throw just a little bit on the first base side of the plate. And as you could tell in that replay, Toby Basner was off to that side. Then he had to reposition himself.
Basner considers himself one of the game's great plate blockers, but he was back behind there. Kidding, of course, but yeah, you can really see that throw being offline and the fact that it short hopped the catcher just a bit enabled Altuve the chance to score.
Gaddis fouls it back. Well, Friday night is bowling night for a lot of people.
Is that the 7-10?
That was, yeah, he went down like a bowling pin, didn't he? Turn back towards second base. The A's had 3 straight playoff years before this one.
Yeah, you don't go into a season thinking the A's are going to be in last place.
There's DuBrock coming out, but the catcher Blair has it. And the Astros get a run on 2 hits. Altuve with a sprint from third to home on a shallow sac fly by Lowry. Helps the Astros steal a run, 3-0.
very special guest we have in the Insperity Club as we bring you in here, Betsy Kamen, with a Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure Houston affiliate, though, for you guys, 25th anniversary. Big year for you guys. What's the big goal for you this year?
Well, our goal this year, Julia, is to fund 25,000 mammograms in our 25th year. So if every person that signs up for the race would raise $150, we're there and beyond.
Right. And there's a big presence with you guys tonight here at the ballpark trying to get people to sign up.
Yeah, lots of pink.
It's great. Tell me more about the race that's coming up.
Well, this year, our 25th anniversary is especially exciting because we're holding it on Halloween. So people dress up for our race anyway. It's the biggest foot race held in Houston, and we're expecting over 30,000 people, and I can't even tell you what the costumes are going to be. I'm going to be a witch. I'm very excited, but I think people are going to be over the top with their costumes, and you know how little kids love to wear their costumes, so this is a chance to get out early in the morning and wear it all day.
And people can donate in different ways, including by text, right?
They can. You can actually, right now, as we're talking, text to @race 52014, and someone will come on and ask you how much you want to donate, and we're grateful for anything you want to do. $5,000 is a nice round number, but seriously, we'd love you to sign up for the race. If you're at the game, you can do it. Near section 122 on the main concourse, there's a table there. You can sign up. It takes 2 minutes. If you want to sign up online, you can go to Komen-Houston.org, and again, it takes just a couple minutes to sign up.
Great information. The information on the screen right now, so everyone has that. Thank you for your time, Betsy. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, Julia. Appreciate it.
Race for the Cure around the corner. What should I be dressed up as, guys? That's the question.
A newlywed.
You should be, yeah. Yeah, you should be wearing, no, we can't say it. We can't say it. But we'll be innovative with that. We'll give you some ideas.
Okay.
Josh Reddick, the batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't want to jinx anything, do we? Reddick fouls it away. But she runs all the time, so that's a natural for her.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's been known. She spilled this the other day on like a 10-game road trip like we just had. She's been known to take 10 running gear outfits with her on a given trip.
Well, a country girl must survive.
Yeah, that's right.
Reddick with a shot to right field will get a run back for Oakland. 3-1 game as Reddick blasts number 19 of the year.
That ball was thoroughly hammered right there. That high fastball that so many guys swing under. Got that Colby Rasmus type of power. Thin, fairly tall guy, and really unleash it.
That's some serious pop from Josh Reddick. 19 homers, 74 runs batted in. Now Danny Valencia with strike 1. He walked in the 2nd inning. The A's hit their 131st homer. They are 12th in the American League. That's Reddick's 2nd of the season against the Astros. He's driven in 10 against Houston. Valencia looks at it, and it's a 1-1 count. Valencia, a University of Miami product. Danny was drafted by the Twins in the 19th round in 06.
That was a weird reaction by Jason Castro upon catching that pitch. It looked like he had never seen anything quite like that.
2-1. Jason just returning behind the plate, as we mentioned last night. Has been out for more than 2 weeks with that strained right quad. He had to do drills and be cleared before the Astros would bring him off the disabled list. But coming back at a very good time for this club. Carlos Gomez is still doing some work, and pretty soon, and maybe in another few days, A.J. Hinch is hoping Carlos Gomez can take some light swings with a fungo bat on that strained oblique. That's a strike instead of ball 4 to Valencia. Come back, Danny.
See if we have a high strike. Yeah, that's right there. Might want to delay that tossing of the bat.
Miami leads at Washington 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jose Fernandez started and went 5 2/3. That's a well hit ball to left field, and that one is a no-doubter. Valencia hits number 15. Back-to-back long balls by Oakland. 3-2 Houston. Valencia now has 3 long balls, 9 runs batted in against the Astros this season.
The A's did not go discount with either one of these home runs. These were fully priced.
First back-to-back homers against the Astros since the Diamondbacks did it July 31st.
Listen to the sound. Baseball is not to be utilized in a major league game again.
Brett Lawrie, who hit the line drive off Fire's right hip, comes around for the second time. Upstairs, ball 1.
Now let's check out the sound on this ball. It's that sound of the crack of the bat that everybody enjoys so much early in the spring.
It's 1-1 for Mike Fiers.
I said everybody. Pitchers don't enjoy it that much.
Not much of a swing that time from Lawrie. The count goes to 1-2.
He's got a lot of bat movement, but he handles it.
Fiers has now led 8 homers in 48 innings with the Astros. Curveball got him. 4th punch out for Fiers.
Right over the top. Big time yacker. Starts it so high and drops it in there. There's all that bat movement I was talking about. Body starts early, knees buckle a bit, and you know you've been had.
Billy Butler hit a fly ball to center first time. Ground ball to third. Jed Lowry over to Chris Carter. 2 outs.
The most popular way to follow the action of Astros baseball is with MLB.com at bat. The #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get the MLB.com at bat app right now. And one of those to go with it.
Max Muncy struck out in the 2nd inning. That looked pretty tasty. Strike to Muncy. I mentioned the Nationals are trailing the Marlins 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Bryce Harper 1 for 2 tonight, 2 walks. Harper is hitting .340. He leads the National League in batting average, on base average, and slugging percentage. That rolls foul, no balls, 2 strikes, leading many to think that he should be the most valuable player in the National League, despite the fact that the Nationals will not be going to the playoffs. Reed Ryan likes to make friends on the concourse. One and two. Sports Illustrated writing about Bryce Harper this week that each of the last 16 MVPs have come from a playoff team. So that could be kind of a dilemma for the voters in the National League MVP voting this year. 2 and 2, and yet how could they ignore somebody with the year that Harper has had?
I think Harper's numbers are compelling this year.
He could win the percentage triple crown, they're calling it. Well, Muncy went chasing it and fires. Got strikeout number 5 after allowing back-to-back bombs by Reddick and Valencia. It's a 1-run lead for Houston, 3-2 in the 4th.
Some Name That Astro. This is brought to you by your local Honda dealer. And your clues for the day. Once had 23 RBI and a minor league doubleheader. My goodness. His best childhood friend became a legendary broadcaster. And he observed a lot by watching. Gentlemen.
I think I know that one.
Oh, yeah. When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Always.
Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
You three make quite a pair.
What time is it? You mean now? 3-2 Astros, bottom of the 4th inning. Colby Rasmus with strike 1. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Joe Garagiola was quite a broadcaster.
It's too bad those two never met.
No balls, 2 strikes. And now it's a 1-run lead for the Astros because of Reddick and Valencia with the back-to-back homers in the top of the inning. Carter and Marisnik to follow Rasmus to the plate here in the bottom half. Toronto leads Boston 6-1 in Toronto. They're in the top of the 9th now. Blue Jays trying for that big finishing kick. They have a 3.5 game lead on the Yankees right now. In the wild card race in the American League, it's the Yankees at 80-65 leading the Astros at 77-70. If the season ended today, both would be in the playoffs. If the Astros get in the 2nd wild card spot behind the Yankees, and they would go to New York if the season ended today for a 1-game playoff. There's a strikeout for out number 1 and the 3rd punch out. We go to Julia Morales.
Thank you, Brownie. As Chris Carter comes up here, probably coming up with some confidence after the big swing he had earlier in the game. Solo shot to the Crawford boxes. He is in the lineup today, not just because Marwin Gonzalez is out with that ailing left hand, but also because of the way he swung the bat against the Texas Rangers. That was a tough series for most of the guys. But Chris was actually 3 for 10, I believe, and just well-struck balls when he didn't get hits. Had an RBI double right off the bench, really, and that making that first start in a long time for him after being told he lost his starting job. To come out and contribute immediately was good for A.J. Hinch to see.
From everything we understand, Chris Carter has had a great attitude about his situation. That's strike 1. Has kept working hard, even though not playing a whole lot. keeping himself ready. 1 ball, 1 strike. In that Blue Jays Red Sox game, 6-1 Blue Jays in the 9th inning. Marcus Stroman gave Toronto a good start. 7 innings, 1 run. 2-1 to Carter. Well, the Astros have gotten contributions from so many different players offensively this season that each one must stay ready when called upon. And there have been injuries here this last week or 10 days. So there are many different eventualities that could get people into the lineup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Marisnick has really done well, filling in with Carlos Gomez out with an injury. And Carter has stepped up, as Julia mentioned, with his opportunity. 3-2. Hank Conger played a lot when Jason Castro was down, so the entire roster has been needed. Brett Laurie underneath this one. Reddick is behind him. Laurie takes care of out number 2. And Marisnick comes up. Jake grounded out in the 2nd inning. Mets are leading the Yankees 5-1. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Happy night for those kids. The battle for New York drawing a lot of interest this weekend. Marisnick with ball 1. And of course the Mets are in great shape to win their division, the NL East. They have an 8-game lead on Washington right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets are 20 games over 500. Daniel Murphy hit his 12th homer tonight. Lucas Duda his 22nd. Juan Uribe, number 14. Steven Matz started and pitched well. And there's talk that Steven Matz might be starting a playoff game. They really think a lot of him. He has a 1.80 ERA for his limited major league innings. Masahiro Tanaka started for the Yankees with a good game. 6 innings, 2 runs. Flared into right center field. That will drop in for a hit. And Marisnick's aboard with a 2-out single that gives Jake a 4-game hitting streak.
Houston Methodist helps us get to know Mr. Jason Castro. He's a backstop. His best vacation, South African safari. Hidden talent, Call of Duty. Hidden talent, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh, video game. Okay.
Right.
You play it all the time. I've seen you. Favorite cereal, Crispix. Really?
Crispix, yeah.
What about Captain Crunch?
No. Watch Crispix. What's your favorite cereal, Ash?
You know, if I had to confess, it would be Frosted Flakes, I think.
Okay. Have you ever had Frosted Flakes with orange juice?
No.
On the cereal?
No.
Okay.
You do that?
No, don't try it. I tried it once when I was 12. That didn't work out too well.
What, no milk in the house? So, yeah,
No.
Let's try this orange stuff.
Yeah, the milkman hadn't arrived yet.
All the kids right now are saying, what's a milkman?
You are so right. Castro hit a fly ball to the left. Marisnick takes off. Here's the throw from Blair. And safe is the call. That's number 20 for Jake Marisnick.
Watch as Jake gets to the bag. The throw is making up some ground. If you can take that throw back to the bag and just drop the glove down, you get yourself an out. Not sure that ball had enough carry, though.
20 out of 27 for Marisnick in steals. He's in the top 8. And the Astros continue to lead the American League. That's number 108 for them. It gives Castro a shot at driving in a run with a 2-out single. If he can hit it right where Marisnick is, that will be easy. It's in the air, and the left fielder backs up. Mark Canha to end the Astros' fourth. No runs, a hit, and a man left. 3-2 Houston. Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Texas Bay Credit Union. Texas Bay Credit Union is the official credit union of the Houston Astros. Join today. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. 3-2 game. The Astros lead it. Going to the fifth inning for Mike Fiers now. He gave up back-to-back homers by Reddick and Valencia, leading off the fourth. Then got the next three. Marcus Semien is the man in the box right now. He struck out in the third inning. And looks at that one upstairs. Ball one. Blair is on deck. Full due up third in the frame. In for a strike. 1-1. Indians are pounding on the White Sox. 10-1. They're in the bottom of the eighth in Cleveland. Carlos Santana hit his 16th. Francisco Lindor, number 10. 2 balls and a strike. Lindor is giving Carlos Correa a run for the Rookie of the Year award in the American League.
He's put up some close to spectacular numbers.
3-1 now. Lindor's hitting .319. .358 on base average, .485 slugging percentage. 10 homers, 42 runs batted in. Out to left field, Colby Rasmus. 1 out. Carson Blair will follow. Miguel Cabrera hit home run number 11 tonight. No, it's Melky Cabrera for the White Sox. Blair singled to left field in the third. How about Miguel Cabrera? Is he going to win the batting title?
He's had a little slippage in terms of that number and the spread, but I wouldn't bet against him.
Strike one for Mike Fiers to Carson Blair. Well, Miggy had a pretty sizable lead coming into play tonight for the batting title in the American League. No balls, 2 strikes to Blair. And Detroit's leading 2-1 over Kansas City. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Detroit. Justin Verlander and Johnny Cueto were the starters. And Royals breathing a sigh of relief because Cueto had a good start tonight. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. He had been awful after they traded for him. 1-2. We were hearing reports that the stuff in the bullpen was great, but it wasn't translating when he got to the mound.
Nothing new there. I think everybody who's ever pitched as a starter in particular has gone through that. You know, Xander Bogaerts, youngster with the Boston Red Sox, making a run at Miggy, although still 15 points between the two.
Strikeout number 6 for Mike Fiers.
Mia Yacker right there. Mike's got a good one.
Sam Fuld is 0 for 2. A fly ball to left and a grounder back to the mound. That's strike 1 to him. Another one-run ball game underway for the Astros right now. They've had their share. Check swing call goes Oakland's way. 1-1 to Fuld. Since the All-Star break, the Astros are 7-13 in one-run games. 19-26 for the season in those contests. Liner out to center. Here's Marisnik with the catch. It's a 1-2-3-5, 6 in a row set down by Fiers. The Astros leading 3-2. Come up at the bottom of the 5th with Altuve, Springer, and Correa. Three to two, the Astros lead it. Our Geico quote of the day is from Jose Altuve on his double play. He grounded into it in the 7th inning last night. I think my problem there was I didn't have a plan. I wanted to do more than I should do. I wanted to win the game with one swing, and I didn't think about something else. The emotions got in my head. I wanted to hit the ball, and I hit into a double play. Very honest assessment by Jose Altuve. Tonight, he's been on twice and scored twice with a walk and an infield hit. And that's what you may have heard if you were with us earlier. A.J. Hinch talking about the nature of baseball, turning the page on last night's game. And that's what Altuve is doing in this one. Trying to get on for Springer and Correa to follow him. Altuve now with a 2-run score tonight. Has scored 73 this year. Showing butt and taking strike 1. But Johnny Cueto tonight with 7 innings of 2-run baseball has an ERA of 5.12 for Kansas City. Miguel Cabrera's 1 for 2. His current batting average .336 as he tries to nail down a batting crown. Bunted foul. No balls, 2 strikes for Altuve.
I was thinking about that quote there by Altuve, and I'd love to sit down with him and find out exactly what he meant, or was he just responding to a question that was posed to him? Because a lot of times, with him included, after he comes up with a game winner, he's just going to say, I was just trying to hit the ball hard. And that was the game plan. And so, yeah, I'm really curious what all that meant to him.
He really chased the pitch upstairs there for strikeout number 4 for Dubron. He won't be happy with that at bat after failing to get a bunt down and then swinging at a pitch out of the zone.
Yeah, that's where it really gets away from Jose Altuve, when he starts getting out of the zone that far. The thing about Jose is he probably can point to hits on that very same pitch.
George Springer has a sac bunt and a single. Ball 1 to Springer. Seattle is still up on Texas. It's 3-1 after 5 at Texas. Shallow center field. Brett Laurie is out, turning, and Brett Laurie made a tremendous catch. Sliding catch at center by Laurie.
There are some high energy players around the major leagues, none more so than Brett Laurie. And he's a talented guy on top of all that. Very tough. That's a heck of a play.
Hustling play by Laurie. And Fold had to go up and over to avoid contact with him. There's ball 1 to Correa now. Correa's 0 for 2. Fold just laid out. He went flying through the air to rob Correa on a very big play in this game. Line to shortstop, and Semien is there to catch that one. But Correa's had no luck at all. And after 5, after 7 pitch inning for Dubron, the Astros are still up by 1, 3-2.
Astros fan turns 84 years old tomorrow.
Right.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And you wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world than watching your Astros, right?
Right.
How long have you been coming to Astros games?
Yes.
How many years?
Many years, like I think in the 50s.
50 years, or that's when you started watching him in the 50s? Yeah.
In 1950.
Wow. That's a long time. What did you think of Craig Biggio being inducted? I know you're a big Biggio fan. What'd you think?
That was my baby.
Oh,
and he still is my baby. I have a lot of pictures of him everywhere.
Big fan. Well, that's great. Happy birthday tomorrow. 84 years old, Josephine County.
Thanks, Julia. Special fan.
At least another 50 more years.
50 more years.
Another 50 more years she'll be coming to
I see the
Astros.
Astros.
That's great. Mark Canha is strike one.
Craig Biggio's mom's going to be intrigued to hear that story.
Yeah, she is. Canha is 0 for 2. Fouls it back. Top two hitters a collective 0 for 5 against Mike Fiers. He has kept them off base. He gave up the back-to-back homers by Reddick and Valencia in the 4th inning, but only has allowed one other hit, a Blair one-out single in the 3rd, after pitching a no-hitter against the Dodgers in his last start at Minute Maid Park. It's 1-2 for Mike Fiers. His no-hitter was the first major league complete game Mike Fiers had pitched. He threw 134 pitches. That tied for the 4th most pitches thrown in a no-hit game. He was only the 8th pitcher in the last 10 years to throw 134 pitches in a major league game.
Starting to not get the call on that pitch up, in, or just out of the zone. Certainly could have, should have been called.
Minnesota game was postponed with the Angels. Foul ball off the end of the bat. That will necessitate a doubleheader. That's a 4-game series. I've not seen anything about the particulars of rescheduling. Guessing a doubleheader tomorrow, maybe day-night. There was one story about Mike Trout telling his teammates that they had to win every game remaining now. Trout had a big game last night, a grand slam and another homer, driving in 5. Angels will be in here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Rangers next weekend. That's a foul ball, keeping the count at 2-2. So it all comes down to this in September.
Just checked with my meteorologist. No chance of rain the next 3 days in Minneapolis, so they should be good.
Yeah. Braves lead the Phillies 2-1 there in the top of the 8th inning in Atlanta. Mariners still up on the Rangers 3-1 in the middle of the 6th now. Out to right center field. Marisnick moving for it. Springer gets out of his way. I like the way George Springer does it. When there's a fly ball between them, he gets way out of the way. I think he's just having some fun with Marisnick, but it just took off toward the bullpen there.
You know, Jake is really the young guy in the outfield, but the center fielder is allegedly the quarterback, and that's not exactly the way Adrian Beltre would have played it, but maybe the safer version here.
Yeah, that left no possibility for confusion between the two. Josh Reddick is 1 for 2, a homer. So now in a 1-run game, he gets an off-speed pitch for ball 1. Reddick hit a 2-2 pitch to right field for a home run. There was a no-doubter. It's 1-1. Would you say that Fiers has a complex delivery?
Yeah, I would. His lead shoulder, the left shoulder, gets quite high, which means the right shoulder drops as he's throwing that glove high in the air. And at that point, he's got to rotate those shoulders over. And if he doesn't get it far enough, he will stay up. And you see him up in or out of the strike zone a lot.
Springer comes over for this high fly ball. Into the crowd.
Take a look at that front shoulder, how it goes up, and the back shoulder way down, and now he's got to rotate and come back over to get the ball down. Some guys you'll see quite flat shoulders.
Now back by Reddick, still 1-2. Valencia on deck. Jay Bruce hit his 22nd home run for Cincinnati. The Reds are leading 3-2 at Milwaukee. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chris Davis hit number 22 for the Brewers. Brandon Finnegan started for Cincinnati. Fruity Pebbles, Frosted Flakes with orange juice. Sounds good. No, James, don't.
Turn back now while you have a chance.
Jake Marisnick in center. 2 down. Now that was a lethal mix, James. Something about the orange juice not fitting with the Frosted Flakes in that combination. Danny Valencia has walked and homered.
Which way do you turn for a great cereal delight?
Well, Raisin Bran.
Oh.
Very bland. You ever try it?
Oh, sure. You'd probably head out for a hike with that Yule Gibbons guy who's no longer around, but.
Well, he probably was about 150 when he died, right?
He looked about that age. I know that. Maybe eating tree bark isn't all that good for you after all.
No balls, 2 strikes. There are only about 4 people who have any idea who Yule Gibbons is.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Used to do the commercials. What were the commercials for, anyway?
I think it was the little stony cereal stuff.
Fruity Pebbles?
Not exactly Fruity Pebbles. No.
Granola.
Allegedly the healthy stuff. Not granola.
No.
It's grape nuts.
Grape nuts flakes.
There you go.
Grape nuts. Grape nuts, not flakes. 1-2. So he lived out in the woods, right? And ate fruits and berries his whole life.
Allegedly said he lived off of tree bark for a while. That's the kind of guy we want representing our cereal.
Yes. Fine spokesman. Punched out to right field. That's a soft single by Valencia. Valencia's been another thorn in the Astros side tonight. He's been on all 3 times. There was a 2-strike hit. Fred Lowry will follow.
Yeah, I think with the emergence of Mark Canha and the insertion of Danny Valencia, the much improved bat of Billy Butler, and these A's, they can present you a tough lineup.
They seem to be a very competitive team right now, even though they're 63 and 84. Lowry lined that ball off the hip of Fiers, who threw him out, and then he struck out looking. Strike 1 for Fiers. Lowry is a bundle of energy.
Yes, he is. And that mouth is firing away right now.
Toby Bassner can hear a few words from his mouth right now. Off the plate, and it's 1-1. Here's what he did on the previous pitch.
I can't understand why he didn't like that strike call.
Well, take a look at your screen.
think he played a little hockey in his younger days and kind of rev up the energy.
In tight for a ball. That makes it 2-1 to Laurie with Billy Butler on deck. Bouncer right side and on through. Altuve was playing closer to the bag and the shift set up, and Laurie punches one to keep the inning going for Butler. 2 on, 2 outs on back-to-back singles.
Well, you can see the big hole on the right side. So if you pitch him away, you leave him with not much other alternative. That's my only contention on the shifts. Pitch into the shift if possible.
Brent Strom out to the mound. Josh Fields is warming up, and Butler will be the batter. Muncy on deck. 5 hits for each club. No errors with a 3-2 lead for the Astros. Castro, Strom, and Fiers talk it over. Fiers at 97 pitches. Butler is a fine hitter. He had a .295 Major League career average coming into this season. He's hit .300 in 3 different seasons. Playing in big ballparks, Kansas City and now Oakland. Hit 29 homers in 2012, only 9 last year for KC. In the dirt, and Castro blocks it.
Very quiet glove on that block by Jason Castro. It wasn't all the way down, but he didn't try to catch the ball with the glove, and that made it very nice for the chest protector. That's what the glove does. Love to keep that down and go ahead and fill up the hole at the ground, which also brings the body down over, but that's a very nice soft block.
Grounded, and there's Lowry to his left to get out of trouble here in the 6th. No runs, 2 hits. Mike Fiers makes the big pitch to get Butler and keep the 3-2 Houston lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, And they are ready to cheer for some more runs for Houston. The Astros had a lead of 3-0 after 3. Back-to-back homers by Reddick and Valencia in the 4th narrowed the lead to 1 run. Now it's Lowry, Gaddis, and Rasmus coming up in the home 6th inning. Lowry has driven in 2 of the Astros' 3 runs. An RBI single in the 1st, a sac fly in the 3rd. Very big play in this game. Preceded his sac fly. That was on Correa's well-hit ball to right center field. Sam Fold went flying through the air with 2 men on, nobody out, to make a tremendous catch and rob Correa. 1 run did score in the inning, but that prevented what could have been a very big inning. In the air, and here's the first baseman, Muncy. 1 pitch, 1 out for Dubron.
Join the Astros tomorrow night as they take on the A's. 10,000 fans will receive an Evan Gattis bobblehead presented by AT&T. For more information, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS and get the beer.
Very good looking bobblehead. Outstanding. Gattis is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-up. Ball 1 is nowhere close. Dubron at 91 pitches. Pirates and Dodgers just getting underway in Los Angeles. 2-0. That's a tough loss for the Pirates. Jung Ho Kong knocked out by that slide at second base by Chris Coughlin. He's out for the year with knee surgery. 2 balls and a strike. The Pirates are in a battle. They began the day 2 games in front of the Cubs, and the Cubs beat St. Louis 8-3. In for a strike, 2-2. If the season ended today, the Pirates and Cubs would play each other in a 1-game wild card playoff, and the winner would meet the Cardinals. Pirates have lost 3 in a row. The Cubs have now won 4 in a row. Ripped on a line right to Valencia at third base.
Boy, you've got that ball you were talking about. Line shot into right center field. Fold with the fantastic catch. A couple of line drives here in the last couple of innings now. Right at infielders. It's tough sledding right now for the Astros.
And that's been the case for them. They did not strike out all that much in the Rangers series. They hit some balls hard. Now it's Colby Rasmus. He has struck out both times tonight. Only 3 ground ball outs for the Astros tonight. There's strike 1. 4 punch outs for Dubron. Lined out twice to infielders. 1-1. Jeff Locke is pitching for the Pirates tonight against Zach Greinke of the Dodgers. It's 2-1. Barry Zito is back with the Oakland A's as a September call-up.
Yeah, because they're looking to give the youngsters a shot to see what they can do here.
It's 3-1. Well, some of the folks who follow both the A's and the Giants are hoping that maybe there could be a Zito and Tim Hudson matchup when the A's play the Giants.
A couple of aces from their club years ago.
Rasmus goes to a 3-2 count now.
Now Zito was a Cy Young Award winner, right?
I believe so.
How about Tim Hudson? Never?
Don't think he won one. Art Howe had quite a staff back in those days, didn't he? Mark Mulder joining those two.
Run him out there and let him go.
Fold comes over to right center. Reddick is there. Reddick reaches down on the running catch and makes it a 1-2-3 6th inning. That's 7 straight retired by Dubron. The Astros lead it 3-2 through 6.
For our AT&T call to the bullpen. And let's figure out why the Astros have been so good at home. Yeah, we'll do that a little bit later. Will Harris coming on as we do the call to the bullpen. Sorry I jumped ahead 59 games on the season. Great ERA at 169 and a terrific whip below that 1 mark. But he has struggled here in the month of September.
Well, he had losses in back-to-back outings on that road trip. One in Anaheim against the Angels, 3-2 on a C.J. Cron homer. Came in with a 2-2 game going in the 7th inning. And then at Texas, the 5-3 loss Monday night. He came in with the game tied 3-3 in the 8th inning. Gave up a 2-run homer to Prince Fielder. Rebounding then in the 6-5 loss Wednesday night. He pitched scoreless baseball there. And now as he takes over in the 7th inning with a 1-run lead, he faces not Max Muncy. This is looks like Billy Burns pinch hitting. Yeah, Billy Burns pinch hitting for Muncy, and strike 1. Muncy was 0 for 2. Burns, that switch hitting speedy outfielder with a .297 average. We talked about him earlier. Has 4 homers, 36 runs batted in. He is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. He's been out for a few days with an injury. And he takes that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's hitting .283 as a left-handed batter. Very good numbers overall for Billy Burns, who would be a threat to run if he got on. He's missed the last 7 games. Burns leads Major League rookies in steals and multiple hit games. Also has 138 hits to lead AL rookies in that department. Harris gets a swing and a miss. 2-2 to Burns.
Burns a little bit like Ichiro, just almost kind of sliding and sometimes running out of the box as he swings. Same kind of pesky hitter.
He is. He had back-to-back 2-hit games, 3 straight in the series in Oakland with the Astros. Lines Altuve with a catch.
There we go.
That's a big out.
Jack in the Box takes us inside the box score. And now we take a look at why the Astros have been so much better at home than on the road. The starters' ERA, much better. The relievers, much better. On the hitting side, not a whole lot of difference. Although you can see they're better at home. Runs per game, just about 2/10 of a run better at home than on the road. So it is a nice combination, but primarily in the lap of the pitching.
Marcus Semien looks at ball one. Drew Pomeranz, a lefty, warming up for Oakland. The Astros have their own lefty, Tony Sipp, at work in their bullpen. This soft fly ball heads for shallow right field, and that will be a hit in front of George Springer. A pop fly for Marcus Semien, giving him a 1 for 3 night. Even though Will Harris didn't allow a run when he pitched, he gave up a walk-off sac fly by Mitch Moreland Tuesday. He's had 3 of those tough outings in a row, hoping that something like that doesn't lead to a problem with Sipp warming up.
That was one of those pop flies where if you had Altuve playing at a normal second base, he likely has the angle to make the play.
Yeah. Carson Blair singled to left in the 3rd inning. He struck out looking in the 5th. Strike one. Will Harris has really been a key member of this bullpen, which has fallen into hard, tough sledding here in the month of September. Astros bullpen ERA has been soaring this month. Harris has pitched 6 times against Oakland with a 3.60 ERA. It's 1-1. In fact, September with these 2 clubs has been a different situation. It's been a high ERA for the Oakland starters and a high ERA for the Houston relievers. It's not seemingly because of overuse for the Astros bullpen. Harris is the only Astros reliever in the top 50 in the majors who makes that list with 64 innings. He is 20th in innings pitched by a reliever in the major leagues. But the overall innings total of the Astros bullpen is considerably low compared to other major league clubs this year. Blair takes it, and it's 2-1. Semien 11 for 15 in stolen bases. Jason Castro has thrown out 32%.
Yeah, just having Castro behind the plate right now cuts down the chances, the thought of trying to run considerably for the opposition.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Throwing the ball very well this year.
Will Harris was absolutely amazing with a very low ERA as he started the season. (28 2/3 innings without giving up a run. He gets a punch out on Blair. So now in September, the Astros, who had just a fantastic bullpen for the first 2 months, have found that their relievers have gone 1-6 with a 6.64 ERA, 42 innings of work. The A's problems have been on the starting side, 4-9 with an 8.69 in September.
Ooh. That is awful.
Sam Fuld is the batter. Fuld is 0 for 3. He looks at ball 1. Diamondbacks and Giants are underway, scoreless at the end of 1 in San Francisco. Ruby De La Rosa pitching for Arizona against Madison Bumgarner. In for a strike. 1-1. Still Seattle 3, Texas 1. They're in the bottom of the 7th now at Globe Life Park in Arlington. That's a strike for Harrison. It's 1-2 for Will.
Changing speeds nicely. Finds a lot of plate, but that curveball obviously had fold off tempo.
As late as July 21st, Harris's ERA is 0.83. In the dirt, 2-2. Again, a reliever's ERA, not something that people like to micromanage in baseball, because that's dependent on what other pitchers do.
That, by the way, was pretty close to a blocking clinic right there by Castro.
In a one-run game, those things can really add up. Keeping the runner from getting to second base with 2 outs in the inning. Now 3-2, and he will be running on the next pitch. Seattle started James Paxton. He went 4 1/3, giving up 6 hits and a run. Now the third reliever of the night, Roenis Elias, is in the game for the Mariners, with the Rangers batting in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing 3-1. Semien takes off. Altuve with a one-hopper takes care of out number 3 on Fald. Harris puts up a 0 in the 7th. The Astros lead it 3-2.
Down. What a night here for this young left-hander. He needs 1 out. He's winding. He delivers. Swinging. Hit him on the fist. Popped up. Oliver coming on. Tavares out. Oliver there. No hitter. No hitter. No hitter.
This moment in history is brought to you by M.D. Anderson. On August 9th of 1976, Milo Hamilton called John Candelaria's no-hitter. That was over the Dodgers. It was one of 11 no-hitters that Milo would call in his career. He spent 4 seasons with the Pirates, including their championship season in 1979.
Excuse me, season. We're going to wear a special Milo Hamilton patch on our uniform.
Milo's son Mark receiving that uniform patch from Astros president Reed Ryan.
Today,
the Astros are wearing those patches tonight, and the press box here at Minute Maid Park is named for Milo Hamilton. And that's the broadcast booth just down the line from us, where Milo worked since this ballpark opened in 2000. And, of course, all those years in the Astrodome and many other ballparks. Vin Scully with the autograph photo. Now Drew Pomeranz is in the game. Chris Carter, the batter. He fouls it for strike one. 7 straight were retired at the end of Felix Doubrant's outing. Doubrant in 6 innings allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, walking 1, fanning 4 through 100 pitches, 61 for strikes. Pomeranz 4 and 5, 3 saves in 6 opportunities, and a 3.58 ERA. In the air, and it goes out to the center fielder Billy Burns, who has stayed in the game after pinch hitting to play center. 1 out. And with that move, Sam Fuld is now in left field. There's Burns in center. Fuld has moved from center to left, and Mark Canha has moved from left to first base.
Looks like the A's players are kind of loose and having fun.
Yeah. Well, Pomeranz gets the first man he faces, and it's Marisnick coming up next. Marisnick is 1 for 2 with a stolen base. 27,567 the paid attendance on this big and bright Friday night, with fireworks coming after the game. There's ball 1. You might have noticed on Pomeranz's stats, the Astros handed him a loss earlier this year. That was in Houston, April 15th. He was a starter in that game, but he's been in the pen for a while now. And in fact, with Marisnick batting and the count going to 1-1, Jake Marisnick has hit a pair of home runs off Pomeranz this season. Dan Otero's warming up right now for Oakland. Showing bunt, Marisnick pulls it back, and it's 2-1. Jason Castro on deck, and Otero there in the pen. Mike Fiers in 6 innings allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, walking 1, fanning 6, throwing 99 pitches, 66 for strikes. Pat Neshek is working for Houston in the pen. A foul tip for strike 2. It's 3-2 to Marisnick. The A's have 6 hits. The Astros have 5. No errors in the game tonight. Pomeranz has not given up an earned run in 15 of his last 18 games. Been particularly tough on lefties. And he gets this righty for a strikeout for out number 2.
The Astros face off against their interstate rivals, the Rangers, in the Lone Star Series, presented by Montejo. Next Friday. That's Friday through Sunday. On Sunday, 10,000 fans will receive an Astros team poster at Fan Appreciation Day. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com.
Three to 1 Mariners, top of the 8th inning in Arlington, Texas. Jason Castro is 0 for 2, 2 fly balls to left field. Strike for Pomeranz. Pomeranz has a much lower ERA in relief than as a starter this year. 2.35 in 40 relief appearances, a 4.63 ERA in his 9 starts. It's 0-2. 9 straight Astros have been set down by Doubrant and Pomeranz. Lloyd McClendon, the Seattle manager, is piecing it together after Paxton went 4 1/3. He's come back from an injury. He's used Danny Farquhar, Logan Kensing, and now Roenis Elias in relief, trying to hold off the Rangers. Castro strikes out. That ends the 7th inning. The Astros haven't had a base runner since the 4th, but they lead at 3-2, moving to the 8th.
Time to name that Astro. Brought to you by your local Honda dealer. Here are your clues. Best friend was a legendary broadcaster, 23 ribby in a minor league doubleheader. But that observed a lot by watching was a big clue for a lot of you guys on Twitter. Here's some of the tweets we were getting. Yogi Berra. Well, those were pretty good guesses. So good that they're correct. Here's your answer. There's Yogi. I didn't realize he grew up on the same street as Joe Garagiola.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
They called it Dago Hill in St. Louis.
My goodness.
Yep.
And of course, his Yogiisms. You mentioned a couple earlier.
There have been a few. Many of them really weren't said by Yogi, but nonetheless, he never really made any great move to disown them. And there's a book about them, so why not?
I think he said he never really said most of the things he said.
Pat Neshek in 60 games is 3-5 with a 3.18 ERA. And there's strike one on his first pitch to Mark Canha, who is 0 for 3. Will Harris did a good job in the 7th inning. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, throwing 18 pitches, 10 for strikes. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here in the 8th. In for a strike, 0-2. Luke Gregerson, the Astros closer, is going to rejoin the club tomorrow after being away on paternity leave. So we're not totally sure who the closer will be tonight. Usually it comes down to matchups in the 9th inning for A.J. Hinch. Line drive to right field, a hit. There's a leadoff single by Canha on the 0-2 pitch. Let's see about what Yogi was attributed to have said. We made too many wrong mistakes. Love is the most important thing in the world, but baseball is pretty good too. 90% of the game is half mental. It's deja vu all over again, and it ain't over till it's over.
You know, he's right in every case. Maybe except for the 90% of the game is half mental. I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to do the math overnight.
Neshek faces Reddick now. Reddick homered in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. Taking ball 1. And the Astros have the lead after 7 innings. Their record is 61-3.
Nobody ever eats there anymore because it's always too crowded.
Yeah.
It's one of the classics.
It really was. But again, as you indicated, there's a lot of truth in these funny sayings. 1-1.
You know, I've said it many times, and I've never seen it on the list of things that he said, but I heard him with my own ears. We came in after the Mike Scott no-hitter into the clubhouse clinching in 1986. We had the Conehead guys, 3 of them standing there in the middle of the clubhouse, and Yogi told them, "You 3 make quite a pair." I heard that one.
Neshek takes a walk. Left-handed hitters are hitting .268 against Pat. He's certainly a key man this time of year with his postseason experience and all the games he's pitched. In the air, foul. Jed Lowry. 1 out.
May I also say of Yogi Berra, he is one of the nicest, kindest men I have ever met.
Yeah. Danny Valencia has not made an out tonight. A walk, a homer, and a single for Valencia. He began the night a .380 career hitter against Houston and has actually improved that batting average. Strike. Ryan Dahl is warming up in the bullpen for Oakland. Ah, there's a cutie.
Yeah, but can she hit the slider?
Who cares?
You're right.
Barry Zito's warming up in the pen right now for Oakland. in for a strike. 0-2 to Valencia.
A lot of movement there coming back toward the corner.
Valencia is facing Neshek for the first time. One ball and 2 strikes. Neshek pitched in one of the games in Texas. That was the 6-5 Houston loss. He gave up no runs in 2/3 of an inning on Tuesday. That's hammered to left field, and Oakland is going to grab the lead. Valencia with his second long ball of the night. 4-3. That's his 16th home run of the season. 4 have come against the Astros.
It's kind of the classic, the hanging slider. And Danny Valencia has just been swinging it too well to see that one get by. Watch what this frisbee-like slider winds up doing, just staying right there.
Red Laurie is the batter now. He's 1 for 3. That's strike 1. The 8th home run surrendered by Neshek in 52 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oakland has 3 long balls tonight. 2 by Valencia, 1 by Reddick. 2 hopper to short. Correa to Carter. 2 outs, and Butler comes up. So Oakland has a right-hander up alongside Zito now in the bullpen. Billy Butler's 0 for 4 against Pat Neshek in his career. 0 for 3 tonight. Liner over shortstop into left center field. Asmus over to play it. And that's the 3rd hit of the inning. Butler's 1 for 4 tonight. Billy Burns is the batter. Burns line to second in the 7th. The A's have beaten the Astros in 5 of their last 6 encounters. Houston has the top of the order due up in the last of the 8th inning. Altuve, Springer, and Correa. Strike to Burns. It's 1-1. Josh Fields working in the bullpen. Two balls and 1 strike to Burns. Now 3-1. Nationals got a run in the home 10th inning to beat Miami 5-4. Casey Jansen was the winning pitcher. Line drive right field. Springer comes over. Gets it back in on the 4th hit of the inning. Burns delivering. Butler to second. And A.J. Hinch is on his way to the mound. We'll get a pinch runner at second for Butler. It's like Craig Gentry. Four to 3 Oakland. Back in a moment.
Belt buckles and cowboy hats and head out to Minute Maid Park for Boot Scootin' Barbecue tomorrow night. All you need is a valid ticket to the game to enjoy a pre-game street festival, barbecue contests, and lots of great country music. For more information, visit astros.com/BBQ.
Thanks, Julia. Josh Fields coming in. Runners at first and second. We get the pinch runner at second for Butler. Gentry is running there as Josh Fields takes the baseball and faces Marcus Semien. Oakland with a 2-run homer from Valencia, grabbing the lead. Fields in 49 games, 4-1 with a 3.55 ERA.
Rather impressive numbers. Only 34 hits allowed in 45 and 2/3 innings, and only 2 home runs allowed.
Gentry running for Butler there, and it's ball 1 to Semien. Is 1 for 3. Fields is pitcher number 4 for A.J. Hinch. Last night he gave up 1 hit, 1 run at Texas in the 8-2 loss for the Astros in 1/3 of an inning. That was his 6th outing since he was recalled from the minor leagues. It's 2-0. September's been a rugged month for Josh Fields. He gave up a total of 7 runs in his first 2 outings after being returned to the Astros over an inning and a third. Then 3 scoreless after that, and then last night he gave up a run. Off the end of the bat, Carter legging it over to foul territory. Can't get there for the catch. 2-1. For a strike, 2-2. The A's have out hit the Astros now 10-5. dirt. Good stop by Castro, and it's 3-2 now to Semien. With Blair on deck. With 2 outs, the runners are ready to set sail. Gentry at second, Burns at first. Foul back off the screen. It's Seattle 3, Texas 1, bottom of the 8th inning. Carson Smith on the mound for Seattle. Jeff Bannister was tossed out of the game for arguing a fair or foul call in the top of the second. Struck him out. 2-run score on 4 hits with 2 men left, and Oakland has grabbed the lead for the first time tonight. Here in the 8th inning, 4-3. The 2-run homer by Valencia in the top of the 8th inning. Jose Altuve's had an active night. And here is the Altuve run scored on a short sacrifice fly by Jed Lowry in the 3rd inning.
Made it 3-0 at the time. Looked really big. And then when the A's put a couple runs on the board, it still provided that 3-2 lead. And Jose Altuve got racked up pretty good there running into the home plate umpire.
Now Bob Melvin goes to his bullpen again. Drew Pomeranz had a 1-2-3 7th inning with 2 strikeouts. He turns to Ryan Dull, a rookie with an ERA of 0 and just a 100 batting average allowed by Ryan Dull since he was called up from the minors September 1st.
And if you want further evidence of how tough he's been in the minor leagues this year, they just tore it up. I believe the ERA at AAA, AA was 0.60.
And that was at Midland for 35 games, and he had 12 saves. What a year for 26-year-old Ryan Dull of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And he pitched very well in the 4-0 Oakland win over the Astros in Oakland September 8th. 2 perfect innings with a strikeout. Jose Altuve is 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored. He'll be followed by Springer and Correa in the Astros 8th. Strike for Dull. Dull went to college at UNC Asheville, a 32nd round draft choice in 2012. Altuve pops it up. Marcana back. 1 out. George Springer next. Springer is 1 for 2 with a sac bunt. Carlos Correa's on deck. But for Dull, it's 9 1/3 innings of major league work. 3 hits, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. And that pitch is in for strike 1.
Pitch was also in a pretty good zone for Springer to tee off if he had been aggressive.
In the air to center, Billy Burns. 2 down for Dull. Correa coming up next. Dull allowed just 2 homers in the minors in 61 innings. Correa is 0 for 3. He was robbed of extra bases in the 3rd by a tremendous catch by Sam Fuld. He should have had a cape on for that one, and then he lined hard to shortstop in the 5th inning.
That might be the play of the game.
Yep.
Because that ball getting by Fuld was 2 runs right then, and then however the inning plays out.
Ball 1 to Correa. Fuld is now in left field. Liner to right field. Reddick down for it. And Correa once again stings one, and it's caught. We go to the 9th. It's 4-3. Oakland. Here it is, Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Mike Fiers was in a position to be a winner. Some good work tonight. 6 innings of 5-hit, 2-earned run baseball action.
And then Pat Neshek came on and had a difficult and unfortunate inning for the Astros. Well, it's the bats that are going to have to come alive, and it's not like the bats have been swinging poorly. A number of line drives for outs.
Now as we begin the 9th inning, 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Athletics. 3-5-0 for the Astros. 7 men left by Oakland. 3 stranded by Houston. Josh Fields got a strikeout on Semien with 2 men on to end the Oakland 8th inning. He faces Carson Blair to open the 9th. Throwing ball 1. The Astros will have Lowry, Gaddis, and Rasmus due up in their 9th inning. 1 for Josh Fields. Joe Thatcher's warming up for Houston. Foul back, and it's 1-2. Oakland leads the all-time series against Houston 39-21. That is the best record currently in the majors one team has against another. In the all-time season series, that's a .650 winning percentage for Oakland against Houston. 2-2. Is on deck. Mark Canha up third here in the ninth inning. Right? They go to the ninth in Arlington, Texas, with the Mariners still up on the Rangers 3-1. That's been the score ever since the fifth. Jake Diekman pitching for Texas. Struck him out looking. Blair stands and looks back at Toby Basner. 1 out.
Breaking ball tried to stay in and up, but you can see that clearly within the strike zone that we have featured.
Sam Fuld is 0 for 4. Ball 1 to Fuld. Right on the edge for a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Two balls and a strike for Josh Fields. In the air, and Castro comes out from behind the plate. Carter comes up the line. Castro weaving over to foul territory. 2 outs.
Here's a look now at tomorrow's starting pitching matchup, presented by Chevron. Care for your car. As we see Sonny Gray, that means a tough night with the bats. Sonny Gray for the A's, Scott Kazmir for the Astros. That should mean a tough night for the A's hitters as well. Very, very classic pitching matchup.
Mark Canha started that go-ahead rally in the 8th with a single to right on an 0-2 pitch by Pat Neshek. He's 1 for 4. One 1-0 on a 94-mile-per-hour heater. There will be a doubleheader tomorrow in Minnesota between the Angels and the Twins. It'll be a day-night twin bill after the rain out tonight. Split doubleheader. First game starting at 12:10, the second at 6:10. It's 2-0. The Astros starting tomorrow night with Oakland at 6:10. Sonny Gray and Scott Kazmir, two good friends, will have another matchup as they did in Oakland, with Gray winning that one 4-0.
There's some untouchable cheddar right there.
Yeah, a 2-0 fastball, and Canha did not come close to making contact with that one. Pretty impressive heater. Foul back, and it's 2-2. Josh Fields from Hull, Georgia, coming right after him. He was a closer at the University of Georgia. Twins are going to pitch Kyle Gibson in Game 1 tomorrow against Andrew Heaney. Mike Pelfrey goes against Garrett Richards in the nightcap with a split doubleheader in Minnesota tomorrow. Swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout of Canha to end the top of the 9th inning. Can the Astros find a way to get it done in their final at bat again, or at least tie and force extra innings? It's 4-3 Oakland in the 9th. Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. 1-run lead now for the Oakland A's, 4-3. They have set down 13 straight Astros batters since the 2-out single by Jake Marisnick in the 4th. Felix Doubront retired the final 7. 3 in a row set down by Drew Pomeranz, and then Ryan Dull came in the 8th for a 1-2-3 inning. Now Dull is still on the mound with nobody warming up in the bullpen. 21 blown saves for the Oakland A's. Dull does not have a major league save. Jed Lowry leads it off. Lowry 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. But Dull has a major league ERA of 0 for 10 innings. He had 12 saves at Double-A Midland this year. And there's strike 1.
That kind of location will get you that kind of set of numbers. 3 hits allowed in 10 innings now in the major leagues from Dull.
Evan Gattis on deck, then Colby Rasmus rolled out to second. Laurie with a toss to first, 1 out. 14 straight Astros have been sent down. Evan Gattis is 0 for 3. He lined to third in the 6th inning. The Rangers will be coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Mariners lead them 3-1 in Arlington, with Odor, Wilson, and DeShields due to bat in the last of the 9th. Ball 1 to Gattis. Back, and it's 1-1. The Astros are trying to avoid their 5th consecutive loss. If Oakland wins the game, Houston will have 71 losses, same number as Minnesota. Gaddis went, and it's 1-2.
Dull coming up with some great locations. I guess that's how you go about your business when you're not giving up anything.
2-2. Seattle Mariners have selected Tom Wilhelmsen to pitch the bottom of the 9th inning. He's the 6th pitcher tonight for Lloyd McClendon. Foul back. Still 2-2 to Gaddis. The Astros have won 24 of their last 32 at home. Gaddis is down on strikes. 2 outs.
Stay tuned after the game as Bart Ennis and Mike Stanton break down all the action from tonight's game, plus interviews from the clubhouse and much more on the Astros postgame show presented by Houston Methodist. Kevin Gaddis got a pitch to handle, and he also had a couple earlier in the count. Not sure what's going on. That's at 91 miles an hour.
Colby Rasmus is 0 for 3. Strike 1. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to right field. Preston Tucker comes out to the on-deck circle. Chris Carter due to bat next. It's 1-1. Tucker was hit by a pitch on the outside of the right knee last night in Arlington. Got some treatment today.
He got drilled on that right knee.
He certainly did. It was swollen some today. Foul back. 1-2. He said he iced it overnight, but then today he was putting heat on it and riding the bicycle a little bit to get ready for possible pinch hitting opportunities. He may have one. It's 2-2 to Rasmus. Could be a rare 2-inning save. Dull came in for the 8th inning. He's retired 5 in a row, needing only 18 pitches so far. With a 1-run lead when he came in the 8th. 3-2. That's fairly unusual these days. 6-out save. Ball 4. Rasmus draws a 2-out walk. First base runner for the Astros since 2 outs in the 4th inning. 15 straight had been retired. Now it'll be Preston Tucker. Pinch hitting for Chris Carter.
There it is. Preston Tucker got things started in that 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes. He hit a solo home run. It was 3-1 Angels at that point. And then it would be hit after hit, concluded by the 3-run home run that just got out, hit by Jed Lowry. And the Astros pulled a miracle 5-3 victory out of Anaheim.
Astros have 6 pinch hit homers this year. Tucker has delivered 2 of those. As a pinch hitter, he is 3 for 9. Those 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. That's strike one. Tucker in his rookie season, 2 for 8 on that road trip with the homer Ash talked about. And the throw goes over to first. Rasmus back in.
Yeah, are you relying on the long ball threat right now with Tucker, or are you willing to try to play it and see if Colby can steal a bag?
Colby has 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. Tucker works it to a 1-1 count. He said he does not like pinch hitting. He'd much rather be in the starting lineup, but people joke with him about not getting too good at this job of pinch hitting.
That's a crazy scenario.
1-2. A lot of pressure, especially in a situation like this.
This guy Dahl is hitting some tremendous locations at times. You're just trying to pick the edges. That's the way you do it.
Luis Valbuena is in the on-deck circle. Jake Marisnick due up next. Now 2-2. Sean Doolittle had been the closer for Oakland. He had been injured and just came back not too long ago. It's now a final. The Mariners beat the Rangers 3-1 in Arlington. Rasmus again back to first. Tucker's down on strikes to end it. Oakland with airtight pitching stops Houston. After the 4th inning, the Astros did not have a hit. It's a combined 5-hitter. Doe getting his first major league save, a 6-out save. And Felix Doubront went 6. Pomeranz will be the winner. 4-3 the final. The Athletics stopped the Astros tonight.